conversation, and the person I was talking to had a little frustration on why they weren't getting the referrals that they thought they deserved. And I thought this would be a perfect conversation for us to have. So I'm very excited to have Tom Fleming joining us as we're going to explore this topic of why am I not receiving the number of referrals I deserve? Tom, have you ever heard this question before?
Oh my goodness, yes. And in fact, years and years and years ago, someone asked me why aren't I getting referrals, and I actually took the time to develop a document, 40 reasons I'm not getting referrals. Kind of a fun document. I've sent it out to them and a few others over time. Obviously, we're not going to have time to touch on all 40 of them today, but yeah, we can touch on a few of the highlights, if you will.
Yeah. Now, before we get started, just wanted to give y'all a little background about Tom. He joined in BNI in the mid 90s and has had several businesses as he was a member. And then was it 2003 that you moved down to Florida to become the executive director of the BNI Tampa and West Central Florida regions?
Yes, however, it's been since 1999 that I was teaching referral-based marketing skills through Ascentive.
I was coming back to that. I was just starting with our BNI stuff.
Yeah.
So he came down to the Florida region and ran a very, very successful BNI region for both. When you retired, Tom, what was the chapter average at?
Yeah, up over 40 members. I mean, we really believed in double the size of the chapter, triple the amount of referrals. It's an exponential relationship.
So he's had that and making that happen. And if you're in the BNI realm and you've ever heard of a thing called CEUs, that was something that Tom started tracking and really made an impact in the idea of learn more to earn more. So we're all about those CEUs or goal planning 101. Tom was instrumental in developing and getting that shared in many of the regions. It's coming to some of the other ones. Now, in support of creating this massive amount of success in BNI, he joined on the team for the Referral Institute, which was what Ascentive was called back in the day. And so, Tom, you were saying 1999 is when you started facilitating the Certified Networker program?
Yes, which is now called the Measure Business, obviously.
Yeah. And do some of the tips that you're going to be sharing today come from that?
Absolutely. Executing a proper referral-based marketing plan and strategy helps one avoid that lack of referrals. Knowing what your plan, what your strategy is actually going to maximize your results in terms of referral generation.
Awesome. So he's going to share some of these tips with us today. And while he has retired from being the executive director of BNI, he is still very active with us with Ascentive Tampa and sharing this referral-based marketing. He hosts a monthly mastermind for entrepreneurs to help get some of that support and information. At Ascentive, we talk affectionately of your IRS, your information, your referral, and your support network. BNI is amazing for your referral network, though sometimes we need a little bit of extra help. So he does host that monthly mastermind meeting. And what we're going to be doing today is talking about why I'm not getting those referrals I deserve. And so he does speak virtually all over the place, as well as he's spoken, I want to say Europe, Asia, Americas, any other continents?
I'm not sure. I've lost track.
All right. So talk to us a little bit about why I might not be getting referrals in BNI.
Sure. So the first three words that I think of with respect to why I'm not getting referrals is consistency, accountability, and people skills. Actually, that's four words. I apologize. Building your credibility amongst your network through your attention to detail, your follow through, your promptness, again, your consistency is critical. Don't be the class clown. Is entertaining people important? Yes, but appropriate entertainment. And here's the reason why consistency, accountability, and your people skills are so important. Who people perceive you to be in BNI or any of your networks is who people perceive you to be outside of BNI. So if you're inconsistent, you lack people skills, you lack accountability within your networks, it's going to dissuade people from referring you because they're not sure exactly how you're going to treat a referral that they passed you. What's your experience with that, Tiffany?
Yeah, I remember there was one gal in my BNI chapter many, many years ago, so maybe 2006, and she was late all the time, late to the meetings, late to the one-to-ones, late, late, late. And I had a client that needed her service. And we're talking, I want to say it was about a $25,000 job is what it ended up needing to be. And he's a super stickler for time. Not, okay, you're a minute or two late. Like he's past military, not that all militaries are stickler for time, but he's very much like, y'all, on time. And sometimes she was 30, 45 minutes late. I mean, we're not even talking like, okay, you couldn't find a parking space late. And I did not refer her that referral because she was always late. And I knew that my guy would not be happy with that referral. And so she lost out on a decent gig because she didn't know how to be on time. And I felt, like you said, how you are in BNI is how you are in business. And so it was not a good fit.
Yeah. Or just how people perceive you to be, in BNI or any networking organization, same as outside. So yeah, that gentleman sounds like he ascribes to the philosophy of if you're not 5 minutes early, absolutely. Another thing I wanted to mention in terms of why we're not getting referrals, and these are huge conversations that I'm going to get into now, is we're not quite sure how to motivate or educate our referral partners. A lot of people think that the only way to motivate their referral partners is I pass you a referral, you give me a referral. Through the incentive material and what it is you teach, Tiffany, there's actually 16 ways to motivate your referral partners, or what we refer to as 16 relationship builders. Know that motivating your referral partners is absolutely critical. And in fact, we like to say motivating and educating your referral partners go together like peanut butter and jelly. Because if you think about it, if your referral partners are motivated but they're not educated, no bueno. If they're educated but not motivated, again, no bueno, as you say, Tiffany.
Yeah, I think you gotta to do them both. And I almost think of it as two sides of a coin. You can't have one without the other. If you do one and you're not going to get the results. And so a lot of times when people are like, I'm not getting enough referrals, I'm often saying, well, what are you doing to motivate your network? What are you giving? How are you supporting them? Because if you're just waiting back to, I'm going to wait till you give me referrals and then I'm going to, it's not how it works.
Yeah, Woody Allen's expression about 98% of success is about showing up. I don't know if that's true in referral-based marketing and attracting referrals. Because if you just show up and you're a bump on a log and you're not supporting others and motivating others and training others, I don't know. I think you're going to miss out.
Well, I think sometimes there's a difference between what do I need to do as the basic. Because we'll hear people say, oh, to get referrals, I give amazing customer service. And I disagree. To me, you give amazing customer service because you're trying to keep the clients happy. That's just what's our baseline? So maybe the baseline of this is how do I show up to be a professional is kind of that here. Now, do I want to create that steady flow of referrals, be proactive in my referral generation? Maybe that's a whole next level conversation versus if I want to be one of these people that just sits back and waits for the referrals, then yeah, 98% of that is showing up, but you're waiting and hoping and praying and hoping and praying that it comes to you versus let me go out there and make it happen.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I know we got to do more than just refer people. What are some of the ways that you recommend others motivate their network?
Well, I think the number one objective of one's referral-based marketing strategy is to compel others to speak positively on their behalf. I think you want to create buzz within your target market where people are hearing about your product and service, not from one person or two people, but 3, 4, 5, 6 people. You've created and built top of mind awareness and brand recognition within your target market. And the way to do that is by giving and receiving more and more and more testimonials. That's what's going to create buzz for one's business.
Gotcha. So if I want to help motivate my network, I might want to be giving them some testimonials. And at the same time, I want to be educating my network on the testimonials that I have from my clientele.
Absolutely. The testimonials that you share with your referral partners that are given to you from your clients, that those stories are your referral partners' ammunition to promote you with power and passion. So that when they're referring you, they can say to that prospect, I know of another person that was in that exact situation that Tom or Tiffany or Mary or Susie or Timmy was in. And here's how this individual with their product or service solved that issue. So you're creating a vision in the mind of the prospect's brain, if you will, of how that product or service is going to help them solve their issue or accomplish their goal. So again, success stories, testimonials, call them what you wish, ammunition to promote you with power and passion.
Love it, love it. We've got a couple people joining us on a line. So Praveen gives us a nice chill smiley face. So thanks for watching us. And then a LinkedIn user, I'm not sure who you are. Sorry, it does not show up. Please put your name into the comment. Those of y'all watching, in case your account's not linked, who shared referrals are the key to true success.
That's absolutely true. I mean, as small business owners, we don't have $1 million advertising budget. You know, we're not McDonald's, we're not Coca-Cola, we're not Burger King. And so I learned very early on in my career, I didn't have to become good at referral-based marketing. I had to become exceptional at it. And I also had to understand that being an expert within my product or service was a totally different knowledge base than how to grow a business by referral. And so as much dedication that I pushed towards learning about my product or service and what I did, I had to put that much commitment towards educating myself, again, how to market my business. What was my strategy? Referral-based marketing. Because I mean, if I was going to advertise, that advertisement would go on credit cards, and that is not a good strategy.
Heck, my first BNI membership went on credit cards because that's all the money I had left. So, but that gave me a much, much better return. We've got a Facebook user giving us a shout out. Hello to whomever you are. Glad to have you joining us. All right, we're back to this question again. Why am I not receiving the number of referrals I deserve? Tom, why else might we not be receiving the number of referrals we deserve?
So there's a relationship development model designed by one of my mentors, true mentors, called the VCP process. We gain visibility, credibility, profitability, and relationships. People are not aware of when and how to ask for referrals. Okay. When I coach people about their referral-based marketing strategy, and they're like, I want to get more referrals, my response is, are you asking for referrals? Who are you asking referrals? And how are you asking for referrals?
Now, most people that I talk to, when I'm like, are you asking for referrals? They're like, yes. And then we get into the conversation, and yes, in their weekly presentation, once a week, they're asking for referrals. And then we talk a little bit more about how are they asking, and they're like, oh, well, I tell people I'm open to your referrals. I appreciate your referrals. And I'm like, it sounds like a statement, not a question. A question needs that question mark. Yeah. Why is it that most people aren't really asking for referrals?
Well, first, they're uncomfortable. They don't acknowledge where they are in the VCP process with their various relationships. So, I mean, if you're asking visible relationships for referrals, you're probably not going to get too far. You've got to be asking your profitable relationships for referrals. And, you know, it's, do you know somebody, anybody, everybody? That's not going to work. You know, for years and years and years, we've been talking about the concept that you got to be specific to be terrific. In alignment with what's your target market. And so many people are unaware of what their target market is, that specific set of the population that has the greatest need for your product or service. I mean, that one concept drives so many aspects of somebody's referral-based marketing strategy that, we don't have time to get into today, but you certainly do an extraordinary job of covering within Ignite Your Business.
All right, so I think I took us off a teeny tiny tangent on this whole ask for referrals. So I know you mentioned there were a couple of questions. I know we talked a little bit about why they don't ask. So any other tips when it comes for asking for referrals?
Yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about how to ask for referrals?
Sure, we got about 3 or 4 minutes left in our conversation. I don't know if you want to address that or if there's something else that you want to touch on instead.
Well, the phraseology for asking for referrals is, I'm expanding my business. I need your help. Again, you're asking a profitable relationship. Who do you know who? And then fill in that blank with getting really specific, Let me see. Oh, a lot of people, they're like, I'm not getting enough referrals. This is another topic. Well, why aren't you getting enough referrals? Well, I just find that I'm very busy. What are you very busy doing? Well, I'm trying to get prospects in front of me. Know that there's a big difference between the selling process and the referral process. The people who perceive that they're networking by being out there finding prospects, okay, they're actually in the sales process. The referral process is about building relationships and leveraging those relationships with your referral partners, lending on their credibility with their network to refer you. Okay, so the last point I want to cover here is the whole concept of building relationships in terms of where to invest your time versus engaging in the selling process, hunting for prospects. Referral-based marketing is more about farming than it is about hunting.
Anything else you want to add to this before we see where we can find you?
No, I think the only thing I want to add is for those of you who are in the top 10% or want to get into the top 10% of professionals within your industry, we are actually launching an Ignite Your Business series on September 8th. And we always invite visitors or guests to module 1 of that program to kind of start to develop a relationship with us, if you will. And we'd love to have you. You can email me at tomf@ascentive.com or tiffanyk@ascentive.com, and we'll make sure we get you an invite. If you're interested in continuing this conversation and you're excited to grow your business and you rely on referrals to grow your business.
All right, so I'm adding in here on the screen, we do have those email addresses that Tom just mentioned. Again, first name, last initial @ascentive.com. So you can check that out. You can reach out to one of us if you want to join us on September the 8th. We do have the full program details and information at Ignite Your Business. Here is a bit.ly to make things easy for you. We do have Chara popping in. She said, be terrific. Yes, be specific to be terrific. She's actually going to be joining us for the Ignite Your Business program starting in September with her brand new organization. Hey, Keisha Marie, we got a shout out. Hi, Tom, and hi, Tiffany. And then we've got a Facebook user that is giving us claps, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me show it. I guess it doesn't let me show images. So, So, Tom, if people are looking for you, how do they find you again?
Yeah, again, tomf@ascentive.com. I'm really good with following up on emails. Tends to be my communication channel of preference.
Well, I want to say thank you so very much, Tom, for being here with us today, for exploring a couple remember, y'all, he said there's 40 different reasons
Mhm.
that it could be. So he just went through a couple. Maybe you can email him if you're wanting to get a few more of those reasons on why you might not be getting those referrals. Thank y'all so very much. We will be back next week. Steve Hand is going to be joining us with some amazing tips on how to be better at BNI. Happy networking, y'all.